I know the president said more action's coming, but this has been ongoing for months. There were supply chain issues already. Then you have the issue with this one plant, Abbott, whistleblower in September, February, the recall. It's May. Why has it taken so long?
The administration acted from day one after the recall, taking steps like creating more flexibility for the WIC program. There are more actions that are underway, including looking at imports.
They responded on day one, he says. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg pressed on why it's taking this administration so long to fix the shortage on baby formula as parents across the nation are struggling to feed their babies.
Here to react, Senate Republican Whip John Thune. Senator, thanks so much for being here.
Good morning.
Appreciate it. So why has it taken so long? Why are we at this place?
I think, again, they didn't catch it on day one, and as typical in this administration, they want to blame somebody else. So they're blaming Abbott and the other manufacturers. But the FDA should have known about this. They should have reacted a lot sooner. And this is another in a long list of examples in the Biden economy of products that people either can't get or are paying a lot more for. This is the inflationary issue that they've created, and this shortage is another example, I think, of basic government competence. And I've said this before, but you can disagree or agree with them on policies and their ideology and all that, and there's plenty to disagree with there. But on a basic level, this is a government that just doesn't do things well. They're not a competent government.
And he went on to say, we're looking at imports. I thought they were already shipping in formula from other countries. They should have done that in February when the FDA did know. The FDA was the one that shut down Abbott. So they knew this was going to be a problem. This company, this one facility, produces 40% of the formula for all of America.
Right, and they should have surged imports, and like I said, you saw this was kind of tsunami coming. It's like so many other things in this administration. They always seem like they're caught off guard, but part of it is because they aren't paying attention to the signals out there, they aren't reacting quickly enough, and they aren't putting solutions and mechanisms in place to respond to a crisis like this. But this is a crisis for American families. I mean, they're paying more for everything, and in cases like baby formula, which, basic survival items, when you can't get it, that is a major crisis, and one certainly that they should have anticipated a long time ago.
Senator, just to follow up on your indictment of the competence of the administration, it does seem to lend to the idea there's absolutely zero leadership when you have so many different problems and so many different angles at the same time. But there's a lot of people that wonder, or is this a very competent push on an agenda? So in other words, when you respond to every crisis as well, inflation's another reason why we should have, easy access to abortion or whatever it may be, you start to wonder, is this people who don't know what they're doing or people who are going to do what they will do regardless of the effects out there in society?
I think part of it, Will, is this is an administration that is bent on an ideological agenda, and they seem intent on pursuing it no matter what the consequences. Gas price is a good example. I mean, why would you shut down energy production in this country unless your goal is to get everybody into electric vehicles? I mean, this is clearly...
That people can't afford.
They don't care. I mean, they don't care about high gas prices because it fits that ideological agenda. What I'm hoping they're going to find out in the midterm elections is that's a really bad strategy, and we need a check and balance against these guys. I mean, if you leave them and their administration to their own devices, you're going to get a lot of left-wing policies. They're going to cause a lot of pain for a lot of American people.
Real quick, the balance of the Senate may be at stake. Ask a political question. What do you see happening in the Republican primary in Pennsylvania tomorrow?
Well, I think right now it's kind of a toss-up, a jump ball, if you will. And but there's so many undecided voters. I think they're going to tip the balance of this. You got three candidates that have been duking it out. Actually more, but three that have kind of emerged at the front of the pack. But you still have a big number of undecided. And I think when it's 18 to 20%. How those undecided voters break is going to determine the outcome, and I think right now it's like I said, it'll be really interesting. If you're a pundit following this, if you're a candidate that's in that race, you're hating life right now. But you just got to do everything you can, execute, get your voters out, and on Election Day, and hope that you get across the finish line.
Yeah, Lawrence Jones, our reporter, is going to be at a diner there, and when he was at the diner in Ohio, when J.D. Vance was running, he was asking all the voters, why are you supporting him? And many of them said, because Trump endorsed him. So it'll be interesting to see if the Trump endorsement helps Dr. Oz tomorrow.
I think it does. I mean, I think it matters to a lot of people, and in particularly these people who are listing themselves as undecided, how they break. That's where that Trump endorsement may really come into play.
Senator, thank you for coming on.
Thank you,
Great to be with you all.
Come back anytime.
Good morning. Well,
I didn't realize you were this tall. 6'4".
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Nice to have you here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.